Okay, I'm sharing my screen. Ashutosh, tell me, is it visible or not? Okay, thank you. So guys, in today's session, we are gonna discuss array. So array, as you all of know, it is a linear data structure. It is a linear DS, okay? Now, why it is linear, that we're gonna see further in the session itself. Before that, I would like to draw the structure and show you. So we represent array like this. I'll show you the memory representation too, but for the sake of understanding, we represent it like this. And in arrays, we have two things. First one is element, and the second being index. Am I audible? Hello?
Yeah, you're audible, sir. You're audible.
Okay. So guys, we have in array, we have two things, elements and index. So index in arrays start from 0. Now sorry. Now why from 0, that too we're gonna see, and that is very interesting explanation. So guys, make sure to hear that carefully, because that is really very interesting, and I can assure you that that is not taught everywhere for sure. Okay, so let me write down a few elements in the array. So let's say 12, 13, 5, 7, 1. So the we represent elements in array like this, and about index I'm gonna show you. So since array index starts from 0, so this will be the 0th index, this will be the first index, this is going to be the second, 3, and 4. So now before proceeding further, I'll tell you guys that array in memory, the elements of array in memory are stored in contiguous memory location. Now, what is contiguous memory location? That is an interesting explanation in itself. So I'm gonna show you and tell you guys about contiguous memory location. So guys, array elements in the memory are stored in stack. Now, what is stack? Stack, I won't explain in detail, but to give a reference, I'll tell you that stack is a space in memory where array elements are stored. Okay. So now to explain you contiguous memory location, that how we have always heard this thing about array, that array elements are stored in contiguous memory location. But what is this contiguous memory location? So let's see what is it. So we had 5 elements. So let's make 5 blocks. And guys, in case if you have any doubt, any sort of doubt, make sure to drop it down in the chat box. So here are the array elements that I have. Okay, let's take any random elements. 13, 1, 4. Guys, make sure to have a pen and copy with you, because the concepts that we'll be discussing are worth noting. So yeah. So this is the array elements. Now I'll write the index. This is 0th index because array index start from 0. This is 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now guys, let's suppose the address of the first element of array in the memory, let's suppose that it starts from 200. Okay. The address of first element of the array starts from 200. So the next element, that is 1, and the index of this element is 1. So it will be stored at 204th location. Now how I added 4? So see guys, it goes like this. Since in the array we are storing the element of data type int, and okay, before proceeding further, let me ask you guys, tell me the size of int data type in the chat box, guys. Size of int data type in C++ in int data type. What is the 4 bytes? Okay, 4. Yeah, so the size of int data type is 4 bytes. Cool, Shreyanshu and Krishna. So since the size of the int is 4, so that 4 is added to the address of memory that was 200. So now it became 204. This is how it goes on. So now the next location will be 204 plus 4. So that will be 208, right? Similarly, the next one will be 212. Tell me the next, guys. What will be the next location? What will be the address of the next element? That is element 6 stored at index 4. Anyone? Guys, are you listening or not? 216. Rest. What about others? $216. Guys, make sure to participate because that will help you in learning. So, learning the concepts well. 216. Cool. Okay, guys. Stay active. So, yeah. Next is 216. So, from this we can see a pattern. Now what is that pattern? Is that the address of the first element of array started from 200, and after that, from the first element onwards, we added the size of the int data type because the elements were of int data type, and we added consecutively like 204, then again 4 and 4 and 4. So from this we can see that the elements of array are stored at same place in consecutive memory location. 200, 204, 208. This is consecutive, right? So this is what contiguous memory location is. So contiguous memory location means storing the elements at one place. Okay, at one place in a memory, at one section in the memory. So array is a data structure that can store only homogeneous type of elements and in contiguous memory location. Now homogeneous type of elements means you can only store elements of either, you can store elements of one data type in an array. You cannot store elements like suppose you stored one element of int data type and other of char, other of boolean, other of float. No, it doesn't work like that. In each element of an array, at each index, you have to store element of same data type. that this is very important and a very basic thing to know about array. In array, you can store homogeneous elements. Data type should be same. Okay. So as it is told everywhere that array element starts from 0, 0, 0. Now the question is, why from 0? Why not from 1? So guys, this is very interesting thing to know. So make sure to pay proper attention. Yeah. So now let's see why array index starts from 0 and not from 1. So yeah. See, from the above example here itself, the memory location of the first element of array was known. Okay, and what else was known? The data type of the element was known. That was int, right? That was address, we should say, not mem. Okay, address of first element was known, right? Other than that, we knew the data type and we knew the index. Obviously the index was 0th index, right? And with that we were able to find out the address of rest elements of the array, right? We added 4 in each memory location, and in that way we found out the address of rest elements of the array, right? So here we knew the index too. Okay, so from this we can come to a formula that is very easy, and that will be very easy to understand also. So see, it will go like this. Let's see, let's take L as address of first element. Let's take data type, size of data type, I should say, size of data type as W. Let's let's denote size of data type as W, and index as I. Okay, so now from this diagram itself we can conclude a formula that will go like this. If we want to find the address of next element of array elements, we can use this formula, L plus I into W. Just to for the sake of understanding it well, let's take one example. So here the address was 200 first, so L, the value of L will be 200, and the value of let's suppose we want to find the memory location of the element stored at second index. So the value of I will be second, and the data type is 4. That will stay constant. That data type is int, sorry, and it will remain constant throughout the array. So the size of data type in data type is 4. So the value of W will be 4. Now since we have to find the address of second element that is stored at second index, so with this formula we can find out. See, 200 plus, at the place of I the value is 2, so 2, and the size of data type was 4, so 4, and that results to 200 plus 8 equals to 208. And see, 208 is the address of the element stored at second index. So this formula, this, okay, make sure to note down, guys, it is very important concept. So this formula is used to find the address of the next element of array. Now we don't do this, right? We don't find the addresses of the elements. So now who uses this formula? So guys, the formula is used by the compiler when we declare an array in the in our program. So when we compile it, so the compiler uses this formula to know the address of the next element of array, and after knowing the address, it accesses the elements stored at that particular address, right? It goes like that. It's not that compiler will know the index and it will I think you understood. It's not that compiler accesses the element just by the index. No, it finds the address, and after that only it can access the element. So yeah, so this is the case in case when the index of array starts from 0. Now let's see this very formula. What this formula changes in this formula when we keep the address when we keep the index of array as 1. So now let's see that. Till now, guys, if you have any doubt, write it down in chat. I am happy to answer that. Any doubt till now? After that only I'll move for. Anyone? Okay, I think we are good to go. So, okay. Fine. Okay, so guys, now let's see that formula when the index of array starts from 1, not from 0. Okay, so this is the stack where array elements are stored inside the memory. Let's take the elements as 1, 5, 6. What's happening? 6 and 7. Okay, and let's see here the index of array will start from 1. So this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and let's suppose the address of the first element of array is 400. Let's suppose it is 400, and since the data type is int, so the next address will be 404. Similarly, the next one will be 408. Next will be 412 and 416. Right? So now, if you want to find the address of, suppose the element stored at second index. So the formula that we had, the formula that the compiler uses is this, right? L plus I into W, where L is the address of first element, I is index, and W is size of the data. Now, if the index of an array starts with 1, then that formula will change and become something like this. L plus I minus 1 into W, isn't it? Now why I minus 1? Because if it is only I, then it won't satisfy this formula, right? So we have to add one more arithmetic operation, that is I minus 1, if the array index start from 1. Now again, we don't need to find the address of array elements, right? Compiler needs to, while compiling our code. So earlier compiler was finding the address of array elements using this formula, that was L plus I into W. But now when the array elements start with 1, the compiler uses L plus I minus 1 into W formula. Okay, cool. Now then why do we need to assign the index from 0? This is we have the formula. We can calculate the address. I mean, compiler can calculate the address. So the thing is, look at this formula. Let me write that again. If index starts with 0, the address the formula to find the address by compiler will be L plus I into W, and if index starts with 1, the formula that compiler would use to find the address of the next array elements will be L plus I minus 1 into W. Okay, so why it starts from 0 is still the question. We still haven't the answer of it. So now let me tell you guys. See in the first formula, when the index start with 0, how many arithmetic operation can you see? Okay, let's write down in the chat. Write down in the chat, guys, the number of arithmetic operation that you can see in the formula when index starts with 0. Now this you have to. 2. Okay, cool. 2. Good. Shreyanshu. Anusha Reddy. Madhusi. 2. Yes, 2. And tell me the number of arithmetic operation that you can see when in the formula when index start with 1. How many arithmetic operation we are using when the index is starting from 1? Come on, guys. 3. Yeah, Madhusi. Supriya, 3. Yes. Rest. What about rest? Guys, stay active. Okay, cool. So 3, right. So now this is it became self-explanatory. Here the arithmetic operations are 2, that is plus it. So in the first formula there are 2 arithmetic operation, plus and multiplication. In the second formula there are 3 arithmetic operation, plus, subtraction and multiplication, right? So now when the compiler computes using this formula, I want to ask it to you guys, which formula will give the result in faster time? First one or second one? Tell me in the chat. Which formula would? First one. Okay, first one. Anusha Reddy, first one. Shyanshu, first one. What about rest? Nipuni, first. Yeah, good. So guys, I think it became clear now. Since the formula to calculate the address of the elements, compiler computes that actually. So when the index start with 0, and the formula that we have when index start with 0 computes the address in faster time in comparison with the formula that is when the index start with 1, we go with the index 0. I think it is clear. Let me repeat it again. We take index of array as 0, not 1, because when compiler computes the address of elements of array, and when the index start with 0, the time taken by compiler using that formula is very less than the in comparison to the formula when the index starts with 1. Guys, make sure to note it down. Here I have shown you that L is representing address of first element, W is size of data type, and I is index. Note it down. Note down this formula, guys. This. And yeah, let me know in the chat, is it clear, or is it clear that why the index of array starts with 0? Is it? Let me know in the chat. Guys, are you listening? If you have any doubt, feel free to ask. I'm here to explain. Clear. Rest. Okay. What about rest? Cool. So guys, now you understood why the indexing of array starts with 0. It is because it is to save time, we can say. It is to save time. Yeah. So now we understood why the index of array starts with 0. Cool. Now let's move ahead, and so let me give you a recap of things that we saw. Okay. We saw array is a linear data structure, and we can only store elements of same data type. That is clear. And there are two things in array: elements and index. Now let's see how we can declare an array. Declaration of array. See the first way. We can take R or A. Let's go with A only. And these parentheses and curly braces. So this is a array where it has no elements. Now this, you can give elements like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. So the array is A, and the size of array is 4, and we have elements 1, 2, 3, 4. This is another way of declaring an array. Now you can do it like this also. You can declare the size here, say size is 4, and then also you can put elements like this. I'll show you guys through this through a program too. So don't worry if you are getting confused. Also, you can declare array like this and give size as, suppose you want to give size as 20. And what about elements? So elements you can take input from the user. So for that you can use loop, for loop. So let's see how we can take if we declare an array like this, and we don't give the we don't declare the array elements. So let's see how we can take the array elements as input from the user. Let's see that. We'll run a loop. We'll take an variable I of int data type, assign it to 0, because why from 0? Because just now we saw array elements start from 0. Now we know the reason that why array elements start from 0. So yeah, size is 20. So let's keep the element, iterate till 19 only. I think you guys, it is clear to you guys that why we'll iterate it till 19 only, not till 20, because obviously since the array elements start from 0 itself, so we'll have the index till 19 only, right? If the array index was starting from 1, then we'll iterate till 20, because we'll have 20th index also. But in reality, since the array elements start with index 0, so we'll iterate till 19 only, because the last index will be 19. So yeah, so you can take the array element as input from user like this in C++. Yeah. Now, guys, till now, if you have any doubt, feel free to ask. Any doubt? Am I audible or not? Or it's just I'm just teaching and you guys are not able to hear me, or is anything like that? Clear? Anusha Reddy. Okay. Rest. Audible. Okay. Clear. Cool. So guys, I think we are good to go. So this is how we declare array in C++, and this is how, if you want to take array element as input from the user, so this is how we'll take. So now let me show you guys this through a program. Okay, let's see. So Supriya, would you please unmute yourself and tell me whether my editorial is visible or not?
Yes, Nisha, it's visible. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. So guys, we are gonna see how we can take array element as input in C++. So let's see. Let's declare an array of in data type and name the array as A and keep the size as 20. Okay, let's keep it as 5 only. Okay, now we have to take the input array elements as input from the user and display it. So I'll run a loop, for loop, and the loop will iterate till 4 because 4th is the last index of the array since array index starts with 0. Now we'll take an input. Now we took the input. Let's display it. So again we'll iterate till 4 and using cout we can display, and let's put handle and let's run the code and let's see. It will take time, fraction of second it should take. Meanwhile guys, if you are facing any doubt, feel free to ask. Yeah, so let's input the elements. So I want 12, 13, 14, 15 and 67. 5. See, these are the elements that are displayed and this we gave as input. So I think we are clear with this, that how we'll take, if we want to take elements of array as input, so this is how we are gonna do, and if we want to display, this is how we are gonna display, right? So yeah, let me see the chat. Guys, if you have any doubt, feel free to ask in the last program. Any doubt? On the same page. Cool. Okay. So now we are gonna see some more programs, some more operation in array. So let's move ahead. So let's see traversing in array. Yeah. Let's go with traversing array elements. So guys, let's see this, how we can traverse array element. So if you are not able to understand what traversing means, so in very simple language I'll tell you guys that traversing is nothing but going through each element of array. Okay, here we have 5 elements, so traversal is nothing but meeting each element in the array. This is what traversal is. So now we are going to see a program where we'll traverse through each element of an array, and after that we'll print it. We'll print the elements. So yeah, let's see that. I'll only change this block of code. So and also by this I'm gonna show you guys the other way of declaration of array too. So let's take element as 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and now let's run a for loop, and the size of array is 0, 1, 2. Size of array is 4, but we'll traverse it till 3 only because the index starts from 0 obviously. Now this is very familiar with you. Okay, So now let's traverse and print the array elements. So with this for loop, we are iterating and traversing each element and printing. So okay, so let's print out elements of array. We traversed and now we will print. We'll traverse and print simultaneously. So let's see. Okay, I should have given endl in order to have a line, but let's see. One, two, three, four. Yeah. So this is the simple code for traversing and printing the elements of array, and this was the another way of declaring array that I had written. So I took it in one of the program. So yeah. So guys, now important thing. We saw how we can take array elements as input from the user. We saw how we can traverse through array elements using for loop, and we can print the array elements. Now we're gonna see how we can find the maximum element and minimum element, and also we are going to dry run the code and see that how it works. Okay, so guys, this is important yet basic, so make sure to pay proper attention and see that how it works. So let's take an array. Let's name the array as okay, and let's make it of size 5. Yeah, 5. And let's take the array elements as 100, 54, 2, and 63, and let's take 10. Okay, yeah. So, and let me write down the indexes as well. So this is 0th index, this is the first index, this is the second, this is the third, and this is the 4th index. So guys, now in this array we have to find the maximum element. So from just by seeing, you guys can tell me that what is the maximum element. Write down in the chat, guys. Here is the array. Write down in the chat the maximum element that you can see. Everyone, go on, guys. Write down the maximum element. 100, yes. 100, 100, 100. Element at position 0, yeah. Okay, cool. So yeah, true 100 is the maximum element. So guys, what will I do is, first I'll show you how am I finding the maximum element with the code, and after that I'll dry run the code and I'll show you that how it works. Okay, so yeah, see, let's go to the editorial and write the code for the maximum element. Okay, so program to find max element. Let's take an array and declare the elements, the same one that we have declared, 100, and let me see once, what was that? 54, 2, 63, and 10. Okay, 54, 2, 63, and 10. Yes, so this is our array, and we have to find the max element. So let's declare a variable max and assign it with first element of the array, that is at 0th index a of 0. Yeah, now let's run a loop to iterate through the elements of array. to traverse actually, and we can I variable assign it to 0, and since the size of array is 3 to 5, so let's iterate it till 4 and increment the I, and here let's take a if condition and we'll compare among each element, and then we'll print the max element. Don't worry guys if the code is not crystal clear, because I'm gonna dry run and show it to you guys anyway. So yeah, so I'm gonna compare max, sorry, array I, and if array I is greater than max, I'll swap max with a of I mean I'll put the value of a of I in max. Yeah, that's it, we are good to go. This is how we find the max element. Now let's see it works or not. And now I'm printing the max element, so let's see. In case, okay, I think I have, okay, I forgot to declare the data type here. I missed it. Okay. Now let's see. $100, yeah. So 100 was the maximum element, and here our code gave the maximum element 100, right? So now let's just try run it and see how the code worked. So let me copy the code and bring it here, right? And yeah, so this was our code, right? So now we're gonna dry run and see how the code worked actually. So let's just add index. At index I equals to 0, the array element was a of 0 was 100 and max was 100. Now at index I equals to 1, our a was, what was our a? It was 54. And let's see what was our max. So here in the code, when our index is I, okay, here I have written, here I should write 1 and 54. Okay, so at index I equals to 0, a of 0 was 100 and max was 100. So when we ran the loop, when the loop started, a of I, that is a of 0, which was 100, and our max 2 was 100. So now this if condition worked, and 100 is not greater than 100 obviously, so this line was not executed, right? So our max is 100. Now let's see what was our max at the second iteration, that is when I equals to 1. So when I is 1, when I is 1 and the value of max is 100 and the value of array element at index I is 54. So now since 100 is greater than 54, this line won't get executed, and the value of max will remain 100 only. The value of, okay, the value of, there's some issue. The value of max will remain 100 only. Okay, now again in the next iteration, when I equals to, the value of I is 2, the element at index 2 is 2 only. So again this if condition won't get executed because it is not fulfilling the condition of a of I greater than max, and again the value of max will be 100 only. Similarly in rest all cases the value of max is 100, and since the rest elements are less than 100, so this if condition will not get executed and will have we'll have 100 as our max element. I should have taken max at in between so that this loop, this if condition would have executed at least one. Anyway, we'll see that in min condition. Okay, so guys, in this, if you have any doubt, feel free to ask. And if it is clear, please write it down in the chat so that I can proceed further. Be interactive, guys. If you have any doubt, feel free to ask. And if it is clear, no doubt, clear. Rest, clear, clear. What about others? Okay, then clear. So let's see the code for minimum element of an array, and after that we're gonna dry run. So let me take an array element here first so that I can ask to you guys. So yeah, let me take the element as 12, 34, 2, 56 and 3. Yeah. So now guys, tell me what is the minimum element in the array A. Write down in the chat what is the minimum element in the array A. Two. Rest 2. Cool. So let's see the code of this. Let's see the code to find out the minimum element of an array, and after that I'll dry run it and show you guys. So yeah, let's see. Let me take another file. Namespace std. In case guys you have any doubt, please feel free to ask. So now let me take the array of data type int, and let me take the name of array as r, and let's have it element as let's see what were the element, and then have them 12, 34, 2, 56 and 3. 12, 34, 2, 56 and 3. Right now let me take an let me take a variable min to store my min value, and let me assign it to the first element of the array, and taking a loop, for loop, and keeping a variable I, assigning it to 0 first, because the array element starts from 0. Obviously it is very clear, I have repeated it hundreds of times. Okay, so the size of array is 5, and it increment the I, and now let me put the condition. So since we have to find the minimum element, so we'll see if array of I is less than min equals to array of I. I'll dry run this and so that it becomes more clear to you guys. And now let me print the min element. Let me see whether I have any mistakes in the code or not. I think it's good to go. Let's compile it. Let's see. The minimum element should be 2. Okay. Oh, sorry. The name of the array was R, and I have used A everywhere, so I made the name as A itself. Now I think we are good to go. Let's see. Yeah. See, we have the minimum element as 2, right? So now let's see the dry run of this code. Let me copy the code and dry run it and show you. So yeah, this was the code. And now we are going to dry run and see that how we were able to find the minimum element among the elements of an array. So at index 0, the value of min is 12. Okay. Now at index 1, let's see what will be the value of min here. The loop, when the I is 0, it will come and check this condition a of I. So since I is 0, a of 0 is 12, and the value of min is 12. Now 12 is not less than 12. So this block will not execute, right? And again I will increment and it will become 1. Okay. And again it will come to this condition. Now a of 1, the value of a of 1 is 34, right? So and the value of min still is 12. Now 34 is not less than 12, right? So again this condition will not execute, and the I value will increment and it will become, so let me mention it here first. The value of min at index 1 will remain 0 itself. Now again at index 2. At index 2, let's see what will be the value of min, right? So here at index 2, the value of a of 2 is 2 and the value of min is 12. So now since 2 is less than 12, this condition is true and the value of min will be assigned to a of 2. So now the value of a of 2 is 2, right? So the value of min will become 2. Okay. Now again the I value will increment and it will become 3. So at index 3, let's see what is the value of min. So at index 3, the value of array is 56. So 56 is not less than 2. So this condition is not true, and hence this line min equals to a of I will not execute. Now again the value, so let me write the value of min when index is 3 is 56. Now again 56. Okay, so now again at 56, min value is 56. Now I will increment and it will become 4. So at index 4, let's see what is the min value. Value of array at index 4 is 3. Now it will see this condition. A of I is 3, min is 2. So this condition is false because 3 is greater than 2, not less than 2. So this line min equals to A of I won't execute, and hence we have the value of min as 2 only. Oh sorry, here we'll have min value as 2, not as 56. Here we'll have min value as 2 only, not as 56. Sorry for that. So yeah. Now again the I value will iterate, but I has to be less than 5. So the loop will terminate, and here we'll print the value of min, that will be 2, right? So this was the dry run for the minimum element of an array. In case you guys have any doubt, any small or big, please feel free to ask. Yeah guys, at index 1, what is min at index 1? Okay, let me see. At index 1, see, tell me the element at index 1, Nipuni. Sorry, Anusha. Tell me the value of A of I at index 1. Array. What is the value? It is 34, right? It is 34, right? And since we had assigned in our code here that min, at first the value of min will be A of 0, that is 12. So now at index 1, when the value of I equals to 1, that is index 1, this condition will be checked. Now A of I is 34 and the value of min is 12. So since 34 is greater than 12, this condition will be false, and hence this line, this min equals to AI, won't execute. So the value of min at index 1 will remain 12. Is it clear, Anusha? Okay, cool. What about rest, guys? Please ask if you have any doubt, or if we are good to go, write down in the chat. Clear. Rest, clear. What about rest? Clear. Okay. So now let's see other program in the array. And also, guys, let me tell you one thing, that after this session, I think I'll be teaching for next 10 to 15 minutes. So after this session, we'll be giving you practice question, right? So make sure you attempt those. And also the problems that I have discussed in this session, you must execute it by yourself. You must write the code for it, and you should dry run it, because guys, dry running is very important. If you want to learn and see things clearly, imagine things clearly, make sure you dry run. If you are a beginner, make sure to dry run. I mean, it is very important. Yeah. So let's move further. And let me tell you one thing, guys, apart from this program. I'll write a program for other 2 or 3 programs I'll show you. Before that, I want to tell you one thing. We write like this, int x equals to 10, right? Int x equals to 10. And we also wait, and we write we write just a of I, and we write, and let me tell you, the data type for the array was int. Let's suppose it, okay? So we call this variable as, I'm just telling you, it's basic thing, we should know it. We call this variable as scalar variable, okay? And this variable of this type, that is of type array, we call them vector variable. So you can note it down. It should be known to us, so you can note it down. Variables of these type, it's not only limited to int, be it float, boolean, char. If we declare array like this, if we declare variable like this, they are scalar, and this is vector variable. Okay. Now let's move ahead and see the program for sum of array elements. Let me take an array A, data type A, data type int, array name A, and elements. So elements I can take 1, 4, 5, 43. Let's take 4 elements only. It will be helpful in dry running. Yeah. So tell me, guys, what will be the sum? See this and tell me what will be the sum. What will be the sum of the all elements of array A? Tell me the sum. 53. Rest 53. 53. Others 53. 53. Cool. Okay. So yeah, 53 will be the sum. So let's see code for the sum of array elements, and after that I'll dry run it in 1 minute and show you. Make the concept clear. So yeah, let's see the code for it. Let's declare the array of in data type, name of array, let's take A, and let's declare the array element here itself. We can take input, but let's declare it here itself. 1 4 5 43. Okay, so 1 4 5 43, right? Let me have some variable where I'll store some. So let me initialize it with 0. Okay, and let me take a for loop. I'm taking a for loop and a variable I, initializing it with 0, and running the loop till size of array is 4. So running it till 4, and see. Now I have to add the array elements, right? I'll write and show it to you guys, obviously, but here, see, I can write it like this, either this, or let me comment it down, or I can write it like this also. Both work the same. I think you guys should know this thing. It is it. So yeah, I have commented that down. You can write in this way also. So yeah, now let me print the sum. So sum of array element is, or let me put the handle. Okay, so sum. So let's see the sum. 53 was your answer. Let's see whether we are able to find it out with this code, with this logic or not. Error 0, warning 0. Let's see, it should be 53. Otherwise our logic is wrong. Let's see. I don't know what happened. Let me run it again. Sum of array element is 53. So yeah, our logic was true. Now let's try run and understand how the code worked actually. Okay. So see, the sum is 53. So let me copy the code and write on it. Let me paste it here, the code, and we have 4 elements, so we'll write it in under 2 minutes only. So yeah, let's see at index when I equals to 0. Let's do it like this. When I equals to 0, when I equals to 0, the value of sum, let's see what the value of sum is when I equals to 0. So see in this for loop, guys, int I equals to 0, we come here. Sum equals to, earlier we had assigned sum with 0 value. Sum equals to sum plus a of I. So a of 0 is 1. So our sum will become like this. Since our sum was sum plus a of I, so our sum will be 0 plus, and the value of a of I, that is value of array at index 0 is 1. So our sum will be 1 at when I equals to 0. When I equals to 0. Now, when I equals to 1, let's see what is the value of our sum. When I equals to 1, the value of sum is, see here we had the value of sum got updated to 1. Now it will be 1 plus. Now the value of array at a of 1 is 4, right? So it will be 5. Okay. Now let's see when the value, when I is, now again I will increment and it will become 2, right? So when I equals to 2, the value of sum is, so early here it is sum equals to sum plus a of I. So the value of sum at I equals to 1 got updated to 5. So here we'll write 5 first, and then we'll see, we'll check the value of here a of I and I is 2. So we'll see in the array that what is the value is the value of a of 2? So it is 5, right? So 5, so it is 10. Now again the value of I will increment and it will become 3 and it will become 3. And let's see what is the value of I, what is the value of sum when I equals to 3. So here the value of sum was 10 when I equals to 2. So we'll write 10 and a of I, that is a of 3. So a of 3 is 43. So 43 equals to 53, right? So, and now again the I will increment and it will become 4. But since the loop was to run till I less than 4, not I equals to 4, so, or I less than equal to 4, so the loop will terminate and the value of sum will remain as 53 only, and that will be our answer, right? So this was the dry run for sum of array elements. Now in case if you guys have any doubt at any step, write it down in the chat, I'll answer. Come on guys, if you have any doubt. Clear. Rest. Clear. Clear. Rest. What about rest? Clear. Clear. Okay. So guys, since it is clear, okay, we'll see one more program. That is the last. That is the last program for this session, and I'll give you some practice question, and we'll end this session actually. Okay. So let's see one simple. That is very simple. We are gonna see how do we're gonna see, it is very basic and easy. So this is gonna be our last program for this session guys. So yeah, it is printing array elements in reverse order. Yeah, so let's take an array of data typing, and yeah, let's declare the element 1, 2, 3. Let's take only 3 elements. Now we have to print the reverse order. Guys, write down in the chat the reverse order of this array. Here is the array with element 1, 2, and 3. What will be the reverse order of this array? 3 to 1. Yeah, cool. Okay. So guys, let me write down the code for this one. Okay, let me go to the IDE. So we have array A as elements 1, 2, and 3, and we are gonna print the reverse of this array. So reverse of array A is, now let's run a full, since we are going to print reverse of this array, we'll run the for loop. Look at the way I'm running the loop. Look at the way I'm assigning the values to the variable I, this I. See, the size of array is 3, right? But the last element is at index 2, so I'll keep the value of I as 2. Now I should be greater than equal to 0 and I minus minus. Here I'm decrementing, not incrementing. Okay. And let me print the values of array. I'm just printing the elements of array in reverse order. I'm not reversing the array elements in the actual array. That we'll see in the next session, guys. I'm just printing it in reverse order. Let's see. I think the code should work. Let's see. Three, two, 1, right? So here we have our array printed in reverse order, right? So guys, dry run for this. I want you guys to dry run it on your copies and send it in the Telegram group because it's good to dry run. It's very good practice to dry run. Okay. So I want you guys to dry run this code of, it is very easy, as you guys can see. It is just, you have 3 array elements and you have to dry run for this. So yeah, make sure to dry run it. Dry run it like what will be the value of a of y I at I equals to 2, then value of a of I at I equals to 1, then value of a of I at I equals to 0. This is what you have to do, and if you do this, if you dry run it on your copy, make sure to share it in the Telegram group. Okay. So guys, let's have a recap of whatever we saw in today's session. Yeah. Let's see. We discussed array, that array is linear data structure, and let me see the chat first. 3 to 1. Okay. Yeah. So it is a linear data structure and it can only store elements of same data type. Okay. So that is what makes array as a and data structure that stores homogeneous elements of same data type. Also, we saw that the array is the elements in array are stored in contiguous memory location, and we understood the meaning of contiguous memory location. We saw we saw how the addressing of array works. We saw how the compiler computes the address of array elements. We saw why the indexing starts with 0, why not from 1. Again, that was very important concept. So and these two formulas are very important, guys. Make sure to note it down if you haven't yet, or click a picture of it. Then we saw how to declare array, how to take array elements as input from the user. We traversed array, we traversed and printed. We found max element, minimum element. We saw how program for sum of array elements, and we saw the dry run as well. And again, we saw how to print the elements of array in reverse order, and dry run for it. Again, you're gonna send it in the Telegram group, right? So this is it for today's session, I guess. Also, I'm gonna provide you guys with the questions that you have to do. In case you face any doubt, post your doubt in the Telegram group. Will help you out, guys. But make sure to practice these questions that we discussed, and also the practice question that we're gonna give. The practice question will give you in the Telegram group, right? Not here. We'll share it in the Telegram group. Yes. So now, guys, if you have any single doubt in any of the concept or program that has been taught today in today's session, make sure to share in the chat box. Kindly post your workspace as a PDF in the group, ma'am. It is good to keep track of things for us. Okay, Sai Satvika, I'm trying. I'll try to do this. Let me see whether I can save it or not. I'll share it if possible. I'll share it. Okay. There's no issue. I'll save it and share it in the Telegram group if possible. I think it is possible. I'll share it in the Telegram group side. Don't worry about that. So guys, tell me, other than that thing, if you have any doubt in any of the concepts taught or in any of the programs, write it down in the chat, please. And also, guys, in the next session, on the next Sunday, we are gonna discuss a lot of interesting concepts and a lot of interesting questions. So nothing. Rest. What about rest? Clear.
Lisa, I think we are done for today's session.
Yeah.
I think now if you have any doubt, you can ask for doubt or you can leave now.
Yeah, that's what I was telling them. Guys, if you have any doubt, ask, or let's meet in the next session. So yeah, I think we're good to go. So guys, you can leave the meeting now.